So let's go. Let's begin with the last verse of this section. Param Kripadev commenced the description of the attributes of the Atmarthi from verse 34. Now, this being the concluding verse, આપણે પાછા reverse જઈ રહ્યા છે. We just started with 34, the next day it was 35, 36, then 37, 38, then 39, 40, and we finished 41 already, and we are on the last verse of this section. So the whole journey of satsang of Atmarthina Lakshana, of course. So Param Kripadev commenced the description of the attributes of an Atmarthi from verse 34, which he now concludes in verse 42. He concludes. He clearly stated that the right mindset marks the beginning of a true seeker, and when the state develops completely, he attains liberation. So the first step is the right mindset or the worthiness, and the last lag is liberation of an Atmarthi. So this is an Atmarthi, the first worthiness, the last liberation. He now refers to the fundamentals, and Atmarthi must know to attain the state of right thinking. So the whole thing I said started with right thinking and ended with liberation. So what is right thinking? Thinking about what is considered right. So here he feels you must know the 6 fundamentals of the soul. Or the truth, whatever you want to say. For me, the soul is the epicenter of truth. There can be no truth without soul. So you can say the 6 fundamentals of truth. You can say the 6 fundamentals of the soul. Because if you know, you will be reflecting upon it, thinking, and that thinking is going to make your thinking right thinking, which is going to lead you to liberation. So what do you think? You said right thinking, from right thinking, Nij Gnan, from Nij Gnan to Moksha, and Moksha to Nirvana. So what should we be thinking? Like I shouldn't be thinking of that girl, okay. I shouldn't be thinking about food, okay. But then what should I be thinking? You have realized what you shouldn't be thinking. But then what should you be thinking about? So if you are quite ignorant about it, because you realize thinking about these worldly matters has brought your levels down, brought impurity in you, infatuation in you, and finally you realize it was because of that anger, because of that selfishness, because of that jealousy, because of that pride, I'm in the bad state right now. So I shouldn't be doing. But then what should you be doing? You understand? So here he says, I must tell you about the 6 fundamentals. That is the actual subject matter of Sri Atmasiddhi Shastra. So here he is just giving an introduction to it, and let's sing it.
उपजेते सुविचारणा मोक्ष मार्ग समझाय गुरु शिष्य संवाद थी भाखु षटपद
So if you are under the impression that the whole guru stuff and the emotional stuff is ending today, because now all the logical explanation and tark and doubts and clearing the doubts and all is going to start, all regarding Atma che, Nitya che, Karta che, Bhokta che, Moksha che, the beautiful relationship and the romance, the divine romance between the Guru and Shishya, and the Shishya faltering, and still the Guru, with his compassion, loving him, and whenever he is stuck in the rot of his thinking, he brings him out. All that is now over, right? In the introductory part, lot of Guru Shishya came. Then Matarthi માં તો બધી ગડબડ જ હતી. Then Atmarthi, how beautifully the relationship is shown. But now it all philosophical things are going to start. So all the philosophical part, and that too not only the Jain philosophy, the 6 schools of philosophy will come. And there will be a critical evaluation of all. Appreciation, but critical appreciation. It's a funny thing, I'll explain. Know from which point of view he is right, this thinking is right, so it is an appreciation. But only by that viewpoint and not completely, that is a critical appreciation. He is not going to say wrong about anything, make judgments about any school, nor is he going to appease everyone. Policy, appease means ખુશ કરવા માટે નહીં, તારું બી સારું છે, ગમે તેવું ઢોકલું હોય તો બી કે બહુ સરસ છે, દાંતરણ પડી ગયા પણ ઢોકલું સરસ. No, he is not going to appease. He will only say this is correct from this viewpoint. So he is going to explain the truth. Not Jain philosophy, the truth. Now, what are you clapping? I am saying you are in store for such philosophical stuff now. So, let's bid farewell to the Guru. Now we'll meet the Guruji during Aho Shri Sadguru Karuna Sindhu Apar, where the Guruji won't come only in between now. Atma છે ને જે મસીને મ્યાન અને પરમ બુદ્ધિ કુશ દેમાં and વધનારો તે ક્ષણિક નહીં કર અનુભવ નિધર. Where is the Guru here? Sad. So that you don't become sad. He's saying the whole thing is a debate, a discussion, a conversation between a Guru and Shishya. Up till now it was only a concept of a Guru Shishya. Now you will be seeing the Shishya asking, the Guru answering. So now every day the Guru will talk and the Shishya will talk. He knows very well how to retain your bhakti, your interest. So he had to use the word Guru Shishya Samvadati Bhaku Shatapadaya. Now I am stopping. I am taking a pause. That's what Param Kripadev says. And now we'll witness Guru Shishya talking. I am taking a pause. All this introduction was by me. Matarthi, Atmarthi, Lakshana was by me, Param Kripadev says. But now we will witness. And I said, wow. Then I asked Param Kripadev, but who is that Shishya and who is the Guru? So, okay, the Shishya is I when I am asking, and the Guru is I when I am answering. So it's him and him in the whole. So I said, oh, જેમ અમિતાભ બચ્ચન ટ્રિપલ રોલમાં હતા તેમ છો તમે અહીંયા. So okay, yeah, I'm in the triple role. Sometimes I take the place of the Sadguru, sometimes I take the place of the Shishya, and sometimes I'm just truth. I'm just truth. Not in the position of a Sadguru, not in the position of Sushishya, but just truth. So beautiful. Chalo, let's finish. So, upje, utpan thai, upje, that which generates the tesu vicharna, right thinking. Moksha marga samjaya, and the path of liberation is understood, by which right thinking arises, and the path of liberation is understood, by which right thinking emerges, and the path of liberation is grasped properly, understood properly, by which? By what? So that will be said here. Guru Shishya Samvadati. Samvad means dialogue. Guru Shishya means dialogue between an enlightened mentor and a, a worthy disciple. Bhakyu, I will state, I will explain, I will show, Param Kripadev is saying, Shat Pad. Shat means six. So Shat Pad means six aphorisms or six fundamental truths. Ahi. Yeah, means now. Now in the sense, the next yagna. But you understood? So, in order to initiate the right thought process, which leads to the understanding of the path of liberation, hello Neil, when it comes to Sur Sarita, you have to do like this. But when it comes to path of liberation, you have to do like this. The path of liberation. It's not so waka chuka, it's perfect, it's very clear. Path of liberation. તારા gestures બી એવું હોવું જોઈએ કે that your subconscious is clear that the path is simple, the path is clear, the path is straight. Only if you have a Sadguru in life, otherwise it's very confusing. So the short meaning, in order to generate, create, initiate the right thought process, number one, and understand the path of liberation clearly. Number two things. Matter for right thinking and understanding the path of liberation clearly, one needs to know the six fundamental truths. So he says, I state here the six aphorisms in the form, or the six fundamental truths in the form of dialogue between a guru and shishya. Got it? So, Atmarthi is done now. Atma, the traits of the Atmarthi, the feelings of the Atmarthi, and how the Atmarthi would progress and all, everything is over. And now, direct action. Now, what does he need to know for right thinking? Because finally, it is Jya Praktesu Vicharna Tya Prakte Nijagnan Je Gnanikshay Mohatai Pame Pad Nirvan. So everything starts with right thinking. So now let's begin with the right work now. For right thinking, you need the right ingredients, right masalas you need. So these right masalas are in six parts, six fundamental truths, which is called Shat Pad. Shat means six in Sanskrit, and Pad means fundamental truth. So I'll be explaining these six fundamental truths in my next section. This is a short meaning, explanation is yet left. The seeker, you must look at me when I'm speaking, the seeker can attain knowledge from the scriptures. Can. The seeker can attain knowledge from the scriptures. But he must realize there is no substitute to a living guru. Very clear? Because he has to do scriptural study, 13, 14, verse 13, 14. It was said, Keva Shastra Vachva, how, which, why Shastras. So you will have to have that reading habit, the studying habit, the study of the scriptures. So you will gain more and more knowledge. But there is no substitute to a living guru. Why? I would like to explain it in very, very brief. Because the living guru knows the scriptures and knows the student as well. The scriptures don't know the reader. The શાસ્ત્ર એને વાંચનારને જાણતો નથી, એ ખાલી ટ્રુથને જાણે છે. Sadguru knows the scriptures, the essence of the scriptures, But he knows the student as well. Oh, this fellow is an egoistic person. He should not be reading, that is dharma. નહીં તો પાછું શો ઓફ કરવાનું મટીરિયલ મળી જશે એની પાસે. Are you understanding? So there is no substitute to a Sadguru because he knows the truth, he knows the scriptures, and he knows the truth seeker. All three. He knows the truth because he's experienced himself. He knows the scriptures, so he can actually explain the scriptures beautifully. And he knows the truth seeker. So when you want to learn a text perfectly, don't go to an enlightened master. Because he will explain only what you need. He'll change the meanings of all the words. If you are a dry person, every gnan would mean bhakti. So he said, here the word gnan, so let's do the word to word meaning. And gnan means deep devotion. And the enlightened master can't explain scriptures nicely. Because he's not a professor, he's not a teacher. He will explain what you need. That's the difference between a mother and an aunt. Mother and an aunt. Maan to she knows you so well. The aunt must be knowing the medicines too well. કે આ બહુ રડે છે ને તો આ તો એને મેડિસિનનું નોલેજ છે. પેલી એને ખબર છે કે આ જુઠ્ઠો છે, એને ખાલી શુગર જોઈએ છે. So Nemichi needs sugar every day after lunch. So when I'm giving him one more chapati or something, he says, no, I'm totally full now, I can't have anything. So I'm a bhola person, right? So I feel કે હવે એનું પેટ ભરાઈ ગયું છે બિચારાનું. So I don't force him for that chapati or rice or anything. Because he says, I'm totally full. And then after 5 minutes he says, કે ગળ્યું ખાવાનું મન થયું બાપા? તો ના મને નથી થયું. So I go to the desk where I have some candies and things in my drawer. And ત્યાંથી કાઢીને I read his eyes. કે અત્યારે એને ફજ ખાવાનું મન થયું, ચીકી ખાવાનું મન થયું, ચોકલેટ ખાવાનું મન થયું. So he does. If he has to say, then I don't love him. So I read his eyes and I take out. આજ જોઈતું તું બાપા. So a guru knows you well and he knows the scriptures well. Very, very important thing. So my bhalaman to you, my advice to you is, if you want to learn scriptures, learn it from an enlightened master only. Not from a professor. Not from an academic teacher. He can solve your doubts, he can answer your questions, he can open a fresh perspective in you. I'm saying fresh, which you had never thought of. That one day I'll be thinking like this. I'll be thinking of, as Maulik ji said, I always wanted to get married. So this must be a fresh perspective in you. કે marriage વિના પણ અને marriage વિના જ. મેરેજ વિના પણ જીવવી શકાય અને મારે મેરેજ વિના જ ભક્તિ સત્સંગ અને સાધના કરવી છે. So it is an induced fresh perspective by a Sadguru. Vaccine. Antibody नहीं, vaccine द्वारा. Not naturally, but vaccine द्वारा those antibodies are induced. And finally it becomes a part of your system. Now you are going to say, this is my desire, this is my thinking. True? And jare we get stuck in the rot, pulls us out. How? By his actions, by his speech, by his thoughts, by his silence, by his presence, by his personality. A personality માટે good word is યોગબલ. સત્પુરુષનું યોગબલ જગતનું કલ્યાણ કરો. His presence, his personality, his thoughts, his speech, his deeds, his silence, everything. મન, વચન, કાયા, સ્મરણ માત્ર of a Sadguru and a true aspirant, true devotee, disciple, absorbs the scent of enlightenment. हम अनुभवनी सुगंध आवे. So beautiful. In the presence of a worthy disciple, the very presence of the worthy disciple fuels the master's thoughts. मैं भूल नत करिया. I know that is the other way. Everyone knows that a master's statements fosters the disciple's growth. Everyone knows that. The master's statements. I am saying the presence of a worthy student fuels the master's thoughts. જ્યારે કોઈ પાત્ર જીવ આવે તો સદગુરુ બી ખીલે. સદગુરુ બી એ રંગમાં આવી જાય. કોઈ એક પાત્ર જીવ હોય તો સભામાં. If there's one worthy seeker in the audience and you see the rang, the whole khel of a master, Sobhag just requests an Atma Siddhi. So in the presence of a worthy seeker, the master's thoughts are also fueled and expressed. The master expresses his inner heart. As much as the master's statements inspires, fosters the aspirant's growth. So this way everyone knew કે ગુરુ થકી ગુરુના વચનો, મુદ્રા, સત્સમાગમ થી આપણે પુષ્ટ થઈએ છે. But the other way is something, that is what I call is mysticism. Something so mystical you wouldn't understand. Why would a Sadguru become so happy? ગૌતમે કીધું કિમ તત્વમ. ધડા ધડ માવીને ખોલ્યું બધું. And Dvadashangni Rachana, 12 scriptures. But if not for Gautam, this is sheer partiality, which is another trait of a Sadguru. The criteria is inner worthiness. It's a trait of Sadguru. He will go into deep silence if there is no worthy. And according to the Digambar tradition, he was in silence for 66 days, Bhagwan Mahavir, because no worthy seeker came to him. And according to the Shwetambar tradition, for one day, one whole day, he didn't want to speak. He attained omniscience, Keval Gnan, but he didn't want to speak about truth because he did not find anyone worthy. That is why I am saying that when in the presence of a worthy disciple, master is also different. Mastery nikle bara in the presence of. Otherwise, he is like focused within and what. So, this being the concluding stanza of this section. All the phases of the spiritual pursuit have been discussed briefly, correct? what to do for darshan mo, what to do for charitra mo, what to do for kevalnan, what to do for nirvan. All phases of the spiritual pursuit, which is actually divided into 14 gunsthanaks in the Jain terminology. So, not giving any name, any tough names as Maulik ji gave, so tough, I don't even remember it. Nivrutti, Badar, Nivrutti Badar, 9th Gunsthanak. See, so difficult. My Bhagwan didn't use all this. Such tough words, and he didn't explain also because he had to do fast. So, મેં કીધું fast કરવું હોય તો કૃપાદેવનું જ વચન લેવું હતું ને. It's the fastest. એમાં 14 સ્ટેશન જ નથી એમાં. But if you want to go slow, then go slow. So all the phases of the spiritual pursuit he has completed and emphasized on right thinking. Jya pragate suvicharana. So the emphasis is on right thinking. So emergence of right thinking is a crucial phase or stage in an aspirant's journey. Because absence of right thinking, deep delusion. Presence of right thinking, moh nash. તો એ જ્ઞાને ક્ષય મોહ થઈ. So right thinking is a crucial phase or a crucial stage in the journey of an aspirant or atmarthi. So through Guru's teachings and Guru's guidance, the aspirant shrugs off his ignorance and indolence. Agnan ane alas pramad. Indolence pramad. Ignorance agnan. Both go by the preachings and guidance of a Sadguru. Why I am saying? Because I want to go to Bhaku Shatpadai. Till a Sadguru does not give us that guidance and the preaching, it's Suvicharana cannot just emerge in you. So, once he understands the path of liberation, he is going to strive earnestly to attain it. But he has to understand it. So here, upajete suvicharana, so that the right thinking arises in him, and moksha marg samjhay, so that he can understand the path of liberation clearly, so that he can pursue and attain. To attain, you need to pursue, strive. And to pursue, strive for it, you need to understand. So two purposes are given here. Matter, subject matter for suvicharana, and understanding the path so that you can put the right efforts in the right way. I need to give you 6 fundamental truths. This is what Param Kripadev is stating. And Param Kripadev is realizing that the student, the pupil, is a genuine truth seeker. If not, he wouldn't start the discussion, the dialogue, the debate. He would go in deep silence if he found that he is not worthy. So sometimes you feel the Guru is not wanting to talk to you, he just want to be absorbed in his dasha. So why suddenly? Have I made some mistake? The first thing which rings in your mind is, Kai gadbad mein kari chhe. Every time he talks so much with me, and why not today? So there's a link here. If he does not find you worthy that moment, he would not start a dialogue. Because a dialogue is not his weakness. He doesn't like talking. So he wants to talk. He was talking so that you benefit. But right now you are undeserving, you are not going to benefit, so he wouldn't talk. But here Param Kripadev feels that the Atmarthi who has come to him is a deserving soul. The aspirant who has come to him is an Atmarthi, is a deserving soul. And so Param Kripaludev says, I am willing to show you. Baku, if you are a right person, then I want to speak to you. I want to explain to you the 6 fundamental truths. You are seeing? Deserving, willing. He is deserving, so Guru is willing. Okay, chal, tara questions, Shanka start kar. Are, that is the matter of next yagna, why not this yagna? One by one, the Shishya puts forth his doubts, and patiently he listens to it and explains it by proper reasoning. So beautiful. So now the Guru is ready, the Guru is finding him genuine, and the Guru is also willing to explain. Now comes the method. How should I communicate? How should I explain to him the 6 important truths of this regarding the soul? 6 fundamental truths regarding the soul. 6 aphorisms which he needs to know to understand the path of liberation correctly. How do I convey? Okay, let me convey it by a short udghosh, short lecture. Instead of describing the path directly in the form of a lecture, he chooses method of dialogue. I have nothing to say. Do you have any doubts? Speak out. He starts this way. I have nothing to say. No rigid imposition. Satyam che, satyatem che, pelu karu jo, pelu. This method he didn't choose. He didn't choose the method of Vyakhyan, Pravachan, Bhashan. He didn't. He could have. But especially for these 6 fundamental truths, he didn't choose that method. And there's a reason behind it, and then I'll end. Which method does he choose? Conversational method. A dialogue in the form of debate. Dialogue not only from one side. When you say dialogue, it means from both the sides. Later it becomes monologue. You know, in so many arguments, it's only monologue. Husband, wife, so samajhta hase. You know, they say कि आपने बेसिने बात करिए. But you realize only one person is speaking. So here it is not like that. You will see the Shishya speaking, you will see the Guru speaking. Then again the Shishya responding to it, and then again putting the second doubt. So it's a proper dialogue, conversation, spoken from both ends. And why did he choose this method? This method creates an interest in the seeker, and the explanation also becomes more comprehensive. No, you can comprehend better. You can grasp it better. So it makes it more comprehensible and interesting. Interesting, easy, graspable, and comprehensible. Sachit, lucky though, you are clear about the style Param Kripalu Dev has chosen for such a difficult topic. Philosophical topic, including all the metaphysics of not only Jain philosophy, of all the 6 schools of philosophy. Which method? Dialogue, debate, conversation. And it's a written exam, so they can write anyone. Dialogue, debate, conversation. Gujarati માં કહેવું હોય તો સંવાદ, વાર્તાલાપ, ચર્ચા. એક જ લખો, આટલું બધું નહીં યાદ રહે તમને. Beautiful. And why? To make it interesting, make it easy, make it graspable and comprehensible. Okay. Wow, this is some very unique style, never heard of. What do you mean never heard of? This was the style adopted by Bhagwan Mahavir towards Gautam Swami. He asked, Kim Tattvam, He Bhante? Bhante, Bhagwan, Kim Tattvam? What is truth? Kim Tattvam? And Bhagwan answers. Then, haven't you done a Gandharvad with me? It's all the questions of the Gandharv and the answers Bhagwan Mahavir gives. 36,000 questions. Even you can't ask so many questions. It'll be knowledge joy ne questions માટે. 36,000 questions Gautam Swami asks and Bhagwan Mahavir answers. So this is the style for lovers to understand philosophy. Oh, I don't know what I said. It's the lover style to understand deep philosophy. Deep. You all should be ready to go into deep waters now. But deep, still Guru will come, Shishya will come, Guru will talk, Shishya will talk, and you will see that subtle feeling of love and respect. Though he is questioning, though he is reasoning, Tarkti is reasoning, he could have said, whatever you say, I'm going to believe. He didn't say that. He said, I want to understand. So you will see, how can you ask your gurus like this? I don't believe in the soul and all. Can you speak in such a way? But you will see him speaking. And still you will see a subtle feeling of love and respect because he knows I have come across a person who can solve my doubts. That inner, I would not say conviction, but I'll say at least that inner feeling is there in the Shishya that he will, I know how much ever I argue, I have to lose in the end. He knows that already. Okay, he has all the capacity because he's an experienced soul with tremendous compassion for me. So this style, it's wonderful because the Atmarthi here is a genuine seeker. He is not speaking or asking just for curiosity. He wants to present his logic, get it clarified, and finally pursue on the path of liberation. He is not asking, કેટલી વખત આપણે પેલું પાના રમતા હોય તો કે હુકમ કઈ છે? તો કે લાલ, અને પછી કાલીની ઉતર હોય ને કાલી ઉતરે તો પણ ડોબા પૂછ્યું કેમ લાલ? હુકમ. અમને એમ કે કાલી નથી એટલે now he wants to cut. એટલે પૂછે છે. એમ mere curiosity કે હુકમ છે. Oh, he wants to get his doubts clarified so he can pursue confidently. With doubts, you don't have that confidence, right? So that is it. So here Param Kripadev pledges that he will be stating the 6 fundamentals, the purpose being initiating right thinking and understand the path, liberation clearly. So on reflecting on it, you will attain self-realization and eventually liberation. So that's it. Actually, it is the purpose of Atma Siddhi Shastra is what? How do I attain self-realization? The purpose of Atma Siddhi Shastra, I'm not saying the purpose of the next section. I'm saying the very purpose of Sri Atma Siddhi Shastra is how do I attain self-realization? And reflection on the self is the root of self-realization. Is at the root. What? Self-realization, root, reflection on the self. But I don't know anything about the self. So I must know the 6 fundamentals of the soul to understand the self. Reflection on the self is the root of self-realization. Self-realization is what? Apples. Fruits of wisdom. Apples. So these apples, તો એનું રૂટ શું છે? Reflecting on the soul, આત્મચિંતન, આત્મભાવના. But for reflection, I need to know what is, who am I? Oh, I am a soul. So what type of soul? What is the nature of the soul? Oh, I was never born, I will never die, I am eternal. So he needs to know more about the soul. If reflecting on the soul is the root of self-realization, જેટલી એક્શન કરશો એટલું તમને યાદ રહેશે. So reflecting on the soul is the root of self-realization. But how do you reflect if you don't know anything? So you need to know the 6 fundamental regarding the soul, so that you can reflect, contemplate, meditate, and attain self-realization. Oh, very nice. Very simple. So I am explaining all why 6 fundamentals. Why didn't he say Nav Tattva? Because as a Jain, I have learned the basis of Jainism is Nav Tattva. And now Param Krupadev has brought something from nowhere, I don't know, Chapad. From where he has got this Chapad, I don't know. That I'll be telling you in the beginning of the next section. But as a Sampradayik Jain, sectarian Jain, so I was said, we want to enter philosophy, first do all this mantra bandra thing, Naukar mantra and Vasagram and Chaityavandan and all that you must, and stutis and some stavans and all this you should know, Bhagwan Naam and Lanchan and all that. Then when I said, no, I want to go deep into the Jain philosophy, so first thing I was taught is Jeev, Ajeev, Punya, Pap, Bandh, Savar, Nijra, Mok, Ashav, Bandh, Nijra. So, and I was told that is the basis of Jainism. That is the fundamental of Jainism. And here I am told the fundamental is Shatpad. So, mane already ek doubt che from where did he get all this? But if you want to know, then you have to come for the next yagna. You need to come from where did he get this, when the whole lot of Jainism says the fundamental is Nav Tattva. Fundamental is Nav Tattva. Though તમને લોકોને બી શીખાયું હશે સમર્પિતમાં 9, પેલું ચક્ર આખું સમજાયું હશે, જીવ, અજીવ, this and moksha. And Jeev is so near to moksha, more near to moksha than Ajeev. Ajeev is this side, moksha is this side, in a circle. Bhagavan had his own tricks to explain everything. So root, the 6 fundas are the આખો ટાઈમ કેટલું લાંબુ લાંબુ બોલું. So 6 fundas are of prime importance which you should know for right thinking, for self-realization, for liberation. Finish. And the method used is the method which is graspable by all levels of thinkers. One who has deep knowledge of Shat Darshan, 6 schools of philosophy. What does Vedanta say? What does Buddhism say? What does Nyaya, Sankhya? Deep knowledge of philosophy. And one who just does not know anything. So there are 2 different levels of thinkers here. And the method should be such that it should be interesting for both. The newcomers, the beginners, and those who have done deep study of Jainism and non-Jain philosophies also. So to make it interesting for different levels of thinkers, he adopts this style, and we'll experience it. It's going to be very, very effective, and the whole debate is going to be a logical presentation and not on the basis of faith. It's going to be a total logical presentation. Even I'm trying, how do we do this little differently than we did the Matarthi, Atmarthi, Lakshano and introduction. So because it's a debate, even I want to keep it something like a debate, but I have not finalized on it.
उपजे ते सुविचारणा मोक्ष मार्ग समझा ગુરુ શિષ્ય સંવાદથી ભાખું ષટપદ